Hi, I'm Gabby with Cooking with the Cullinans, and today we are going to talk about thawing out a turkey. So how to thaw out a turkey and how to prepare it for how you're going to cook it. So frying it, roasting it, however else you're going to cook it. But this was just a good, like, how to get it ready, when to start thawing it out. So here's the turkey. Enjoy. Okay, so today we are going to talk turkey and thawing out a frozen turkey. So as you get ready for Thanksgiving, you want to be sure that you get that frozen turkey into your refrigerator to thaw out in enough time, because it is the easiest way to thaw a turkey is to take it out of the freezer and put it in the refrigerator. So you need to know the weight. Ours is 11.56 pounds. And it takes approximately 24 hours per 4 pounds to thaw out your turkey. So quick math is we need 3 days. So if we're going to cook the turkey on Thursday, then we need to back up to Monday to get the turkey in the refrigerator so that it has 24 hours Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Thursday. Okay? And if you want it to be ready before that, then you need to just plan accordingly. So if you have a turkey that weighs 20 pounds, it's going to take a lot longer for it to thaw out. The other thing, kind of a life hack, is I always take a picture of this tag that comes on your turkey so that you know how many pounds. You're going to need to know that if you say you're going to brine your turkey, if you're going to deep fry it, if you are going to roast it in the oven. You need to know how many pounds your turkey is. All right, so I'm putting mine in the refrigerator, and 3 days from now, I will show you the next step. Okay, so it has now been 3 days. So I have thawed out my turkey in the refrigerator. My next step is that I'm going to take the turkey out of the bag. And then I personally really love to brine the turkey, and I'm gonna brine it in this because it's also easier. I bought it at Costco, but they sell it in all kinds of places. You could certainly make your own brine. I just prefer this because it's already put together and I don't have to gather up all of these ingredients. All right, so my next step is to get the turkey out of the bag, remove some of the giblets and whatnot and the neck that are in here. I'm gonna do that in my sink. So what I've gone ahead and done to prepare my sink is I've scrubbed it down really good, and then I put some warm water and some dish soap and a little bit of bleach in it, and then I really just scrub it down really well. That way I'm sure that any of the icky gooky stuff that lives in your sink isn't there, because we are going to put the turkey in there. Then I'm going to brine it, this turkey, and I'll kind of get into that in a moment, but we're going to clean out the turkey together first so you can see everything that you need to get out of it, so that you don't either roast it with the neck and whatnot in it, or deep fry it and then go, oh, what's this bag inside? Which, been there, done that. That's how I learned this. All right, see you in the sink in a second. Okay, so we've got the turkey ready right next to the sink. I do have in my sink a little pan or cake pan. You can use whatever you want. You don't also have to use anything. I want to save the neck and the liver and whatnot, because I'm going to use that for my gravy. So anyway, I'm going to keep that. You'll see in a minute. And two, just as a reminder, be sure you save that tag, or if you've taken a picture of it, no problem. That is what I do, fail safe. That way, if I lose the tag, I have the picture in my phone. All right, you also can see I don't have on a watch, rings, anything like that, because the turkey is gonna create some goop and you don't want to get that all in your jewelry. All right, so now we're just gonna cut this open, and I would say there isn't a right or a wrong way of doing it. Just as a reminder, the turkey is literally right inside there. So if you do this and you find that your turkey is not completely thawed out, you could fill this same sink that you have or a large pot with some cold water and salt. I'm gonna brine it, so although I see that mine isn't completely thawed out in the brining process, that will take care of that. If I wasn't, I might now fill this sink with cold water and some salt. All right, so there's obviously going to be a lot of turkey juice. This is the turkey. Now, there are going to be things on most turkeys in both places. So we're going to start down here. You'll see that in the cavity, and it's very cold because it's still almost frozen. This is where the neck is. Sorry, you can't really see. I don't know how well you can see this. And it's super slippery. So if you have somebody else to help you, it's very nice. If you don't, you don't. I don't. All right, let's move on to the other side. I'm gonna have to actually thaw this turkey out a little bit in order to get it out of there. And it may be true with this side too. Got it. All right, so here's the neck along with a glob of ice. Fantastic. And then if we look inside the turkey, actually they put everything in one place. Here are all of the organs. Then the next thing that you're gonna wanna do is kind of clean out the inside. This one still has some ice in it, but you're gonna look for extra skin or fat that's on the inside that you can certainly trim away. You're also looking, and I usually grab a paper towel just to kind of grab out of any kind of skin that's hanging down on the inside. This looks really clean, and some of them you'll see, some of the companies do a great job at cleaning them out, others don't. Also, if there are any feathers stuck on the outside, you'll want to kind of pull those off as well. One thing not to worry about is most turkeys today have this plastic part that holds the legs up. It's okay, those are good for up to 500 degrees, so you do not have to worry about removing them. The same way with the pop-up. Now, if you're gonna fry the turkey, I go ahead and take this out, and I also take the plastic part off of the legs if you're gonna fry it. If you're gonna roast it in the oven, then there's absolutely no need to. All right, so the only thing left that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it after I brine the turkey, is I'm gonna wipe out the inside. So the next step is I'm gonna get started on the brine. Okay, so you can see that I'm getting ready to boil this water to make the brine. And the brine that I'm using, and by the way, follow the directions of the brine. I'm actually going to use 2 cups of brine for a gallon of water. The water has to be boiling when you put it in. I'm going to mix it up really well till everything's dissolved. And then the directions are to let it cool completely and let it cool in the refrigerator as well. And then you're going to add it with an additional gallon of water into a container that you are going to brine your turkey for 12 to 24 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this turkey in this stock pot that I have, because I know that the liquid will also fit in here, and it has a good tight lid, and it can sit in my refrigerator for the next 12 to 24 hours brining. Just a couple things to kind of be aware of. If your turkey has been previously brined by the company that sold it, you want to reduce the amount of salt. So mine says right on the package that it was previously brined, so reduce the salt. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of the mixture in, which I'm going to go ahead and do that with the gallon of water. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sure that I'm adding more water that doesn't have the brine and less of the water that has the brine. So instead of doing the 50-50 ratio like the recipe calls for, I'm gonna do 2/3 water and 1/3 of the brine. See how that works, because you don't want your turkey to be too salty. Also, you'll see that what I did is I went ahead and took the neck and all of the organs and I put them in a Ziploc bag because I'm not going to use them today. I'm going to use them when I'm actually roasting the turkey tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the refrigerator. So I'll have them when I'm ready to start to make the gravy. Of course, I'm going to cook them before I make the gravy. Okay, and then the second thing, because I said there were a couple things, the second one is be sure that you are using really good water. So if you have good water where you live, lucky you. If you live in Florida like me, I'm sure that I use filtered water or bottled water. So I'm using filtered water when I brine the turkey. I know that I'm going to boil it. I know that probably that will take away all of the ickiness, but I don't believe it. So that's why I'm using filtered water in the water that I'm boiling to brine the turkey, and the additional water that I use will also be filtered water. All right, the next step is I will show you what the turkey looks like once the brine is all mixed together, it's cooled down, and I am putting the brine and the water in the pot with the turkey. Okay, so now I have my brine, which is cooled off, which, by the way, it smells amazing. And then I have my turkey in the pot that I'm going to use for brining it. And what I've been doing is that I have been using this cup, and I have filled it twice with cold filtered water, and that's what's in the pot already. And then I'm going to go ahead and put one of the brining, and I'm going to be sure to get all the good stuff is in the bottom of the pot, you can see. So I'm going to be sure to get all of that, some of that in here as well. And I'm going to go ahead and continue this process until I get it all the way filled up. And then I'm going to put the lid on it, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 12 or 13 hours. And then I'm going to go ahead and empty out all of the brining. I'm going to dry off the turkey, and then I'm going to get ready to roast it. Okay, so this is the turkey with the brine in it, just so you can kind of see how much brine and water there is in there. And you want to be sure that you put the liquid inside the cavity. Of course, it would fill it up eventually, but then if it does, and you're not watching, then part of the turkey will be out of the liquid while it's in your refrigerator. So just be sure that the cavity of the turkey has liquid in it. And now I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it brine away for the next 12 to 13 hours. Also, if you've decided that you're not going to brine your turkey, that is perfectly okay. There is no need to. I just prefer the taste of it. So in the process, when we kind of pulled out the organs and the neck, you would just wipe the inside of it out really good. I use a damp paper towel. Trim off any kind of skin or fat that's on there, pluck any feathers, as I said, and then you're good to go to get it started roasting. My next video will have how to roast the turkey. Okay, so it's now been about 13 hours that the turkey has been brining. I took it out of the container, and this is kind of what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down to get it nice and dry, so that it cooks better in the oven. You can certainly take all this stuff off from the brining if it bothers you. I think it's just going to add some good flavor to it. And then this is the inside of the cavity, and I know it's going to be hard for you to see, but I'm going to wipe it out because, of course, there's some liquid left in here. I'm going to kind of dry that out, and I'm going to get out any kind of fat or little pieces of bone that might be in there, and I'll kind of show you as I do it. Sometimes you have to use like the dryness of the paper towel to kind of grab a hold of it. So there's some of these little pieces of the stringy fat. I'm gonna get all of that out of there. And then I'm pretty sure you can see this bunch of fat right here. I'm actually gonna use a pair of scissors and I'm gonna trim this all off. Okay, so this is the turkey all thawed, all prepped. The next video that I'll do is how to roast a turkey, but at this point, if you are gonna fry it, you'll just wanna remove this plastic part and also the timer, which is also plastic, and you just pull it right out. So it's ready to go. I hope that this video was helpful and it made thawing out your turkey and preparing it for cooking a little less worrisome. All right, good luck. I hope you enjoy Thanksgiving.